Hello, and welcome to another episode of Ask an Assistant, the podcast for executive assistants and the people that love us. I'm your host, Jess Lindgren. Let's get to work. Hello from the second of 2 episodes this week. I'm so glad that you're here. Today's question comes from Nat, who wrote in via askanassistant.com. Nat says, Jess, lately I've been getting requests from people both on my team and from outside my company who are asking for time on my CEO's calendar. Initially, they ask for one thing, then come back with different or extra asks, like a pre-meeting 2 weeks before the scheduled meeting, or their initial ask was for 30 minutes and now they want 45. My executive's time is limited and changes all the time, and people get mad at me when I can't give them just 15 more minutes. What do you suggest I do to get ahead of this? Nat, I feel you. Like this hits me deep inside of my bones. Like I feel this so much. At the present moment of recording, I am absolutely up to my elbows in booking, managing, tracking, and executing a book tour for my executive's forthcoming book. Like on top of all of the regular everyday requests that are coming from internal and external parties, add a giant book tour on top of this. People are coming back to me left and right with the additional time requests, with the changed time requests. High level speaking, this is what I do to be as prepared as possible. I have a canned response that I send to everyone. A lot of requests I receive are not all encompassing. So having a little canned response is really helpful and make sure that I get what I need out of these scheduling requests. I reply as quickly as possible while still maintaining work-life balance boundaries, not checking email outside of business hours. Definitely stress to the other party that these times are not held. They're first come, first served. And my executive schedule is subject to change at a moment's notice. I definitely over the years have had to understand and accept the fact that I can be as clear as possible. Like I think I'm being super clear, and I'm always going to encounter new questions that require me to tighten my messaging. And for all of the above, the good old Michael Scott kiss, keep it simple, stupid. Like I know you're not stupid. I know I'm not stupid. I know nobody that is asking for time is stupid. But just keeping that in mind, like keep it simple. So if you're with me so far, let's go back to those high-level items and throw that tennis ball and dive into the weeds. The canned response that I send everybody, I outline everything that I need. I need context. I need duration. I need to know if there's prep work. I need to know if there's deadlines involved. That goes out with my initial response. Like if I'm not the one initiating the contact, if someone's coming to me with a scheduling request, I ask them for the who, what, when, where, why of it all. I certainly did not invent the 5 W's, the who, what, when, where, why of it all, and sometimes how, but I use it all day, every day, like truly just making sure that I can get from everybody who is involved. Is it just my executive? Do you need me on the call? Do you need other internal or external parties on the call? What is it? Is it a podcast interview? Is it a written interview that my executive then needs to sit down and transcribe responses for? Is it a webinar? What is it? Who, what, when, what's the deadline? We're working across time zones. We're working across busy schedules. We're working across a lot of things. When will this happen? Ideally, when does it need to happen? Where? Is it going to be something that we host? Is it going to be in my executive Zoom room? Is it going to be on Riverside or another podcast platform of choice? Is it going to be something that you're hosting if you're the person requesting the meeting? We're going to talk about that later because that is kind of a hot button issue. Like who hosts when, where, and why, and like, is it the requester? Is it the person? Yeah, we'll talk about that at a future episode. But for right now, the who, what, when, where, are we hosting or are you, and why? Like right now, I'm doing normal everyday scheduling. I'm also doing book tour stuff. So just covering those basic who, what, when, where, why serves a lot of purposes. It makes sure that you get all the information that you need. It gets the other party thinking about those items. because again, later we're going to come back to this, but there's always going to be questions that you encounter, and keeping it as simple as possible definitely benefits you and the person requesting. But you're always going to have opportunities to refine and polish and tighten up the messaging. I definitely reply as quickly as possible, especially right now. My executive, there's just a lot going on right now. We're planning a couple major events, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. We've got a book launch happening. We've got some time off that we're taking this summer. Maintaining that work-life balance is super important, but also being very responsive to people's requests. Stressing again to folks that these times are not held. They are first come, first served. I'm scheduling with a lot of different parties. It behooves you to reply quickly. I definitely do my best. Internally, there are definitely times where I make exceptions if the ask is important enough. I'll say, okay, here's 3 times. I can hold these 3, but I can't give you like 15 options and hold all 15. So referring back, unfortunately, to the recent episode, Ask an Assistant 61, I really wish that I could rely more on scheduling tools at this present moment. It just doesn't work for us right now. There's way too much play in his schedule. There's way too much nuance. There's a very limited time that he's available for things to be scheduled during the day. So it's not ideal to do everything manually. I would love to be using a scheduling tool, a Calendly, a You Can Book Me, Google Calendar integration, whatever that might look like. I'm really looking forward to the day that we get back to my executive schedule being a lot simpler and being able to do that. But right now it's just too much manual management of the calendaring tool itself. So I really find that it's most beneficial to just do all of the scheduling manually. Again, not ideal, but it is what it is. And I still absolutely adore anyone and everyone that can and will sends me a scheduling link of their own. Like, if that works for you, A, I'm jealous, and B, I love you forever when you send it my way. I cannot stress this enough. Going next, I really have just given into the fact that no matter how clear I think I am, no matter how many times I've polished that canned response, no matter how many times I've gone through it with a fine-tooth comb, I'm always going to encounter folks who read it or interpret it differently than I intended. I make spelling or grammar or whatever kind of mistake and just didn't catch it. Like, it's super easy, especially when it's something that you've been using for a long time, to just kind of have blindness to your own work. It really helps to have external parties reviewing it, honestly. So I always view that as a very nice service that folks are doing for me when they come back and say, okay, I understand the who, what, when, but for the last 2, the where and the why, I need some clarification. Like, people coming back to me and asking clarifying questions, it's so helpful. It helps all of us be better, especially when people are very kind about it and coming at it from a standpoint of seeking clarity rather than trying to point out a mistake. So always very helpful when folks come back, and it's always a good thing to revisit your own work and tighten things up. Referring back to Ask an Assistant episode 8, when folks ask questions that make you tweak your canned response, like if you're doing more than just tweaking the dates or the times a little bit that you're offering, it's time to revisit that canned response, because others that you're sending it to might have the same question and have felt awkward about bringing it up. It's a very special skill to be able to bring that up and say, hey, there's some clarity missing here. Could you provide it? I know that I have certainly been on the receiving end and the sending end of things that have errors, and it's never fun to be the person to bring it up, but it serves all of us in the long run. So just the last heading, keep it simple, stupid, the kiss from Michael Scott. Short sentences in list format are your friend here. For better or for worse, BuzzFeed has trained many people to think in listicles. You don't have to like it, but you can choose to take advantage of it and make your emails simple. Keep it simple. Again, referring back to that who, what, when, where, why, it covers all of your bases when it comes to scheduling. I use it all day, every day. It's a very simple format that we've all been exposed to probably since we learned how to read and write. And it's just a really great way to make sure that you are asking the right questions of the folks that you're scheduling with, that you're asking simple questions of the folks that you're scheduling with, and that then as a result, you get everything that you need at the end of the day. This might be a little bit of a spicy take, but I make people who are challenging to schedule with get on the phone. Whether that's delayed responses, if it's busy calendars, if it's multiple asks or a combination of factors, challenging to schedule with isn't a value judgment. It's very value neutral. Like, it's just recognizing that we all have a lot going on and we're in the midst of scheduling something and we've been presenting with a problem in making that scheduling happen. All of us work in different ways. We work in different time zones. We work in different locations. And I find that it truly is faster to just hop on a quick call. Like, absolutely not a video call. I'm not making anybody brush their teeth or fix their hair or put on a cute shirt if they just got off the elliptical. Like, calendars open. It doesn't matter who I speak with on the team. Very few of us are afforded the luxury of being in the same room to just pull our calendars together and schedule something out real quick. We all get things done faster if we are in the same time stream. Ideally, for me, that means getting on the phone. Then you're not waiting around for somebody to email you back. Like, we'll talk more about this, both getting people on the phone and scheduling with external parties. Stay tuned for future episodes on that. But truly, like, when I encounter any kind of challenge, anything that makes it harder, more complex, if things are just dragging on too long, I just say, we're done here. We're not scheduling via email anymore. There's too much happening for all of us. Please give me a call. I do my best to answer my phone 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific, Monday through Thursday. Lots of availability. Just call when works for you. And again, we'll talk more about that. But Nat, for the moment, I really hope that helps. Write up your canned response, or you can see mine in the show notes, linked in the show notes. You can use it as is. You can use it as a starting point, rewrite it, make it your own. Reply to folks with concise CYA language, if you know what I mean by CYA, cover your bum. This is a clean podcast and I do not have the bleep sound on standby, so CYB isn't quite as cute as CYA, but you know what I mean. Know that you're always going to need to tweak your message at some point as you encounter new questions. And as Michael Scott says, keep it simple and know that you are not stupid. I love you very much. So anybody else with questions that are burning a hole in your brain, please don't hesitate to reach out. askanassistant.com. I am always here for you. No question too big or too small. No problem too tangled to untangle. Leave your comments, questions, thoughts, concerns. And until next time, take care.